Previously on Nora G's Nook, we made these beautiful Black History Month inspired DIYs using some clay pots or terracotta pots, some used candles, and also some old books and toys and ornaments from the Dollar Tree. So make sure to check out those DIYs because you would not regret it. Meanwhile, we're going to move on to today's DIY, but first, if you're new here, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and join my Nook family. For my returning subscribers, thank you for coming back. Now let's get started. Our money box bouquet with flowers, money and chocolates will be in two parts, okay? First, we're doing a DIY heart box using foam board. And I'll be using a black foam board. You could also use white, but I highly recommend black just because it's dark on the inside, which we will be covering. Alright, so first things first, we will be drawing out our heart, and I'll be doing so using this placemat which I got from the dollar store. Okay, so you could just freehand it, or you could use something like this to trace it out. Now watch as I do this. Okay, so this is very similar to me doing the marquee letters and marquee numbers DIY, except this time we're doing shapes, and I'm doing the heart shape. Alright, so once I have this all traced out, like I would do for my marquee numbers and letters, I will go ahead to use my electric cutter, as you would see, to cut this out. Alternatively, you could also use an X-Acto knife to cut this, or scissors, but I do not recommend scissors because when you cut foam board with scissors, it kind of make the edges really rough. Okay, so an X-Acto knife or an electric cutter. Next, I will be cutting out the sides as normally I would do for the marquee letters and numbers. If you've watched those videos, I believe you understand what I'm talking about. So I'm doing 4 inches. Links to my marquee numbers and letters DIY can be found in the description box below. Once you have the first one cut out, it is pretty much easy from there on because I just use that as a template like you can see me do. And I only needed 3 of this for this particular heart DIY. So next thing, I will use my X-Acto knife to actually make dents on this just so it's easy for me to fold. And that will make it easy for me to put around my heart shape, because as we all know, it's not square. Okay, just watch as I do this. Usually, the Dollar Tree carries heart boxes around this time for Valentine's Day, but they're not as big as what I was looking for. So I decided to make mine because I wanted a really large box for this money box or money box bouquet. Okay, so once I had my sides ready and my heart gun all warmed up, I went ahead to glue the sides, as you can see. Alright, so just take your time to do this, no rush. Alright, you're doing this with love because it's Valentine's Day or Valentine's month, Lovers Month. You will be amazed at how easy it is to make a heart box. It is very easy, trust me, talk less of a square box. So in case you ever run out of square boxes, if you're looking for one somewhere, you can always create yours using foam board. Okay, yes, because Nora G said so. This Valentine's Day gift idea I'm sharing with you today can also be done for any other occasion, and you can change up the box to a square box or a round box and just apply the same technique, okay, to suit your occasion. We're using or doing heart because of course it is Lovers Month. I prefer to call it Love Month because it doesn't necessarily have to be for lovers. Anyone you care about in your life, you can do something special for them. Okay, so now that I have my heart box or my DIY heart shaped box all ready, we're going on to the next step. I'm going to not worry about the cracks that you see on there because I will be covering that with some adhesive paper or contact paper, which I got from the dollar store as well for $2. Okay, this is from Dollarama. So I will be cutting out some of this gold contact paper, which I will use to cover up the outside of our box. Just watch as I do this. Here, you're just measuring out how much you will need to cover the side with it going a little bit over and under. So I will be using Mod Podge on the sides before applying the contact paper, even though the contact paper is a peel and stick. And that is because I felt that it wasn't very sticky. It wasn't sticky enough when I peeled it and actually tried it on. And I decided to use Mod Podge to actually make it stick firmer. You could also use tacky glue on here or hot glue if you want to. Mind you, I chose to use the gold contact paper just because I wanted something metallic. You could use any regular wrapping for this. Okay, you could use silver, floral, hearts, you name it, your choice. Or if you want to keep it all plain, go for it. Okay, just get creative and make it yours. That's the essence of DIY. Hello, are you still there? Well, if you're still watching, I would love it if you can comment money bouquet in the comment section and show your girls some love this Valentine's month, okay? Or this Lovers Month. So I went ahead and covered the entire heart box on the outside with the gold film, as you can see. So our money box is ready. So now we get to make it a money box because right now it's just an empty heart. Don't worry about the inside because we're going to cover that up. Alright, using these, I'll be using these tissue papers from the Dollar Tree as well and then spreading those in. And of course, I went with red and pink, typical Valentine's Day colors. Just watch as I complete this. Once I was satisfied with how I laid out my paper tissues, I used my hot glue to actually glue them down. Next, I'll be using this overseas foam inside the box. You do not have to soak them because I am using artificial flowers. So I chose to glue down the overseas foam because I want everything to stay put. Okay, so it's up to you. You could choose to not glue it down, but I recommend you glue it. Next, I'll be using some skewers, some Ferrero Rocher chocolates, and some money. I will be using some $50 bills and some $100 bills for this DIY, for this money box bouquet. Okay, so first things first, I will go ahead to skewer our chocolates. Overall, I am using 30 Ferrero Rocher chocolates for this DIY. You could use more or less. It is up to you. And you could also choose to leave it out altogether. So there we go. And I will go on to the next, which is actually folding our money in heart shapes, which will be going into our box. There are several ways you could actually do this, but I chose to go with the heart-shaped folding form, well, because it's Valentine's Day. So yes, as you can see, that's it. It gives you some semblance of a heart when you fold it that way. Okay, it's very easy. I also used some scotch, tiny little bit of it, to actually tape it together. Okay, so watch as I do this. So in case you're wondering, the scotch is not going to do anything to these dollar bills because the Canadian dollar is made of polymer, alright, and you can easily take off the tape. So just be careful and be mindful of this if your currency is not like the Canadian bills or like the euro or the pound, be careful. All right, you do not want to ruin your money. Okay. I don't think I know anyone that would not be delighted to receive a money box, be it on Valentine's Day, birthday, graduation, you name it. So this is a DIY that can be used for graduation, a birthday party, just any occasion. Okay, so now that we have our money, chocolates and flowers all ready, it's time for us to mount our box. Okay, so first things first, I will be starting with the money on the outside of the box. Okay, so that will form the frame of our money box. Next step, I use some $100 bills at the bottom part of the heart. Next up will be the chocolates, as you can see. Once I had the chocolates all gone around, I decided to put in some flowers in the center part of our box. Okay, so I used 6 large roses. I will also use some baby breath to actually fill in and add some more life to our flowers. These are artificial flowers, which I will have the links in the description box below. I used similar flowers for Our Lady Valentine DIY, which I did last year, so make sure to check that out. Link can be found in the description box below. Can anyone take a wild guess at how much money we used for this money box? Let me know in the comments section. Well, next I will use this ribbon to put around the border of our heart box, just to give it some flair, you know. It's red and gold, Valentine's Day, giving you the Valentine's Day vibe or Valentine's month vibe, so that just added a little bit more flair to it, and I really loved that. And so I will go on to use the cellophane bag, which I got from Walmart, to actually wrap that up, and I will use a ribbon to give it a final touch. Just watch as I do this. One thing I love about a cellophane bag is that it gives it a professional touch and also makes it very presentable for you to deliver to your person or whoever you're looking to gift this to. My husband was like, now that I've seen my gift, how are you going to give it to me? He already concluded that this was for him, so you guys. One thing I love about this DIY is that it is unisex. It can go both ways. It could be for a guy, it could be for a girl. And if you do not want to use flowers for a guy, you could actually put in the center some, male chocolates. Just fill it all up with chocolates or some perfume or some champagne. Like, it is very versatile. I just loved how this turned out. If you do not have access to foam board where you are to create your own hat box, you can actually do this using cardboard boxes. I love how simple it is and easy it is to make. If you do attempt this and it's not perfect, do not beat yourself. It is a thought that counts. With that said, if you did enjoy this video, please do not forget to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss a thing. In the meantime, always remember to be your fun self no matter what life throws at you. Thank you for watching and happy Valentine's Day.